Back on the phone grind. Because I left my camera next to my desk. That's the only negative about this camera, is you can forget it places. You can not bring it places. I had too much on my mind this morning, and so I forgot my camera. Oh well. Back to the phone POV. I may just be sitting here for a little bit. I may go to the convenience store down the road, just because my blood sugar is a little low. So I drank juice and I'm just waiting for it to go up. So that's what we're doing today. We're just sitting for a minute. Gotta turn off my car. Yep. Alright, just got back from my run, and I had quite an epic run. So I was focusing on my form a lot this run, because I really wanted to take the knowledge that I got from yesterday. I was just doing a lot more research on IT band stuff and the root cause potentially being a form problem, which is understandable. Honestly, likely the issue. Along with strength training could help, but I did some research and there was some suggestion that form is the solution, and strength training might help but may not actually fully help, and then stretching doesn't help at all. That's the tier of importance from research I gathered yesterday. So today I focused on, honestly, just being loose, letting my body kind of move naturally, and emphasizing hip rotation, like as you step and you rotate through, as well as shoulder counter rotation, because I have a theory that I might not be doing enough of that. I have a theory that I may be standing too stiff with my running form, and that could create shortening in some areas where the IT band is trying to move too far, trying to overcomplicate things. So I just had that theory. So I went out on my run today, kept it super loose, my form super loose, and it's hard to attribute performance to certain things, but what I will say is, on this run in which I emphasized my form, I had crazy paces. I was, and here's another thing. I try and do heart rate training just so I can stay at like zone 2 and get the benefits of zone 2, which is still maybe not the most, it's not the all around best training plan. Like, other people do other training plans, other people train differently. Zone 2 training is just one way to train. And it's not even like super hard concrete, like this works because of this, and this. They say you should generally just run feeling based, and if you can keep a conversational pace, then that is your easy pace. What's interesting is I can even still hold a conversational pace at 165 beats per minute, which I found out today. And I've known that before, but I like solidified that knowledge today. So that's interesting. That perhaps my zone 2 conversational pace may be higher, or my watch is just not reading my heart rate accurately. Either way, as you saw in that clip just before this, where I was running, I was running at 155 beats per minute, sub 9-minute miles. And that was already 25 minutes into my run. So I wasn't fresh. I had gotten into it. I was 25 minutes in, and at a flat course, also I wasn't downhill, at a flat elevation, I was running well, 105 beats per minute at 840, 850 per mile, which is crazy because that's not anything I've ever done before. This is faster than I've ever ran before at that heart rate. And I don't want to completely give credit to form, but I do want to give. I feel like I do want to give that credit to the form change because I was engaging the hips more, um, being a lot more fluid in my form, and I was leaning forward more, using more of like a forward lean. So I don't know what to say to that. I was running at let me pull up some of these stats. But I think I was running at a 7 minute mile, 7 something here. Let me pull up these charts, pace and heart rate. All right, I was doing a pretty consistent, a pretty consistent 8:24 minute mile at 164 beats per minute. And to me, 164 beats per minute was still conversational. So heart rate was climbing though slowly. It was getting a little bit more even at 8:30 at pace. I was at an 8:08 pace at a 171 beats per minute. Heart rate was climbing though, but that was starting to get slightly out of conversational pace. I was pretty around like the 15 minute mark. I was running like a 9:23 per minute pace at 148 beats per minute. So what I can gather from today's run is, if true, these form changes increase my running economy and help me run a higher pace at a lower pace per minute, which feels really good. Now, whether or not that'll help relieve my IT band will be left to be seen on the long run. But that is just, I don't know if you heard that, but that'll just that's got me really excited right now because it feels good. Today's run felt good. It didn't feel really hard, but I was running fast. So we'll see how the other runs are. I'll keep you updated.